Good morning everyone. Welcome to Vidya Lakshmi YouTube channel. Today we discuss about and continuation of laws of motion, Newton's second law. So already we have discussed in this previous classes Newton's first law and linear momentum and everything we are completed, and next we will move to Newton's second law of motion. So first, what is the statement of Newton's second law? That states that the force acting on a body is directly proportional to the rate of change of linear momentum. So Newton's first law is mainly related to inertia and Newton's second law is mainly related to linear momentum. Okay, what is linear momentum? Is nothing but linear momentum is mass and velocity. It is the product of mass and velocity. So Newton's second law of motion is related to linear momentum. So linear momentum P is equal to mv. So change in linear momentum is denoted as delta P. So and next we will start the derivations. Newton's second law of motion derivation. Yes. So before we start the derivations, we know the physical terms. What are the physical terms we are using in this derivation? So there is a 5 physical terms we are using. So what is the first term? M. M is nothing but mass of a moving body, and U. U is nothing but U is a initial velocity, and T time interval between the two objects, and V final velocity, and F external unbalanced force. So in every derivations, before we start, we know the physical terms, okay, and these are the physical terms we are using in this Newton second law of derivations. All of you clear? M is nothing but mass, U initial velocity, and T time interval, and V final velocity, and F unbalanced external force. And next we start the derivation. So see the example, easily you have to understand. One person move the basket, okay. So what is the motive of this derivations? We have to find the force. So see this example, it will be easy to understand. So when a person move a basket, he is given to the force. So we have to find the F. And next U. So what is U? So the basket is not moving. So that velocity is called as an initial velocity U, and some distance it will be moving, that is called as a T, and V is a final velocity, and M is nothing but weight of the object or mass of the object, okay. So first, initial momentum of the body. So we know that Newton's second law of motion, the force is directly proportional to change in momentum. So we want to change in momentum. So what is change in momentum? In previous classes I explained, change in means final minus initial. So we want to final momentum and initial momentum. So first, initial momentum of the body. So linear momentum is product of mass and velocity, that is P is equal to m into V. So initial momentum is P suffix I is equal to m into U. So what is U? U is a initial velocity. In first starting I explained the physical terms, no, U is nothing but the initial velocity. And next one is final momentum of the body. So final momentum of the body is P suffix F is equal to m into V. So m is a mass and V is a final velocity. And how do we find the change in momentum? Final momentum minus initial momentum. So momentum is denoted as P, change in momentum is denoted as delta P. So delta P is equal to Pf minus Pi. So Pf value is mv and Pi value is mu. So change in momentum is mv minus mu. And next, so Newton's second law of motions. So the force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum, or we can write that F is directly proportional to change in momentum divided by time taken, okay. So both the statements are correct. And next we will move to derivation. So F is directly proportional to mv minus mu by T. So what is mv minus mu? That is change in momentum. So change in momentum value is mv minus mu and time taken is t. So F is directly proportional to mv minus mu by t. So we want to remove the directly proportional, we include one constant term. So that is called as k. So F is equal to k into m v minus u by t. So here k is the proportionality constant. So k value is 1. Okay. And what is the final value? F is equal to m into v minus u by t. So m is a common. So we take outside. So m into v minus u by t. And what is v minus u by t? You know that definition of acceleration. What is acceleration? Acceleration is a change in velocity divided by time taken. So change in means we called as final minus initial. Okay. So what is final velocity? That is v. And what is initial velocity? U. And t is time. So v minus u by t is nothing but the acceleration. Okay. So this is the next slide. The acceleration formula is change in velocity divided by time taken. So a is equal to v minus u by t. A is equal to v minus u by t. And next step, so we want to substitute this a value. F is equal to m into a. So in previous slide m into v minus u by t, no. So we have to substitute this a value. So F is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay. So this is the final equation of Newton's second law of motions. Okay. So and next, so we discuss one problem. This is a simple problem. So we want to find the linear momentum. So calculate the velocity of a moving body of mass is 5 kg whose linear momentum is 2.5 kg meter per second or ms power minus 1. So how to find this linear momentum? You know the formula, linear momentum mass into velocity. So the mass value is given, that is 5 kg, and the velocity value is nothing but 2.5 kg meter per second. Okay. So linear momentum value is given, that is 2.5 kg meter per second. So how to find this velocity means linear momentum is equal to mass into velocity. So in this case we have to find the velocity means linear momentum divided by mass. So momentum value is given and mass value is given, and directly you have to divide this two value and get the answer for velocity. Okay. So this is a simple problem related to linear momentum. And next, Newton's third law of motion. So next we will move to the Newton's third law. So Newton's first law completed and second law derivations completed, and third one Newton's third law of motion. So what is the statement? Everyone know Newton's third law. So for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay. So this is the statement of Newton's third law of motion. So many examples we have to consider for Newton's third law. So I given two examples. Okay. So what is that? When birds fly, they push and the downwards with their wings, that is the action, and the air pushes the bird upwards. Okay. So this is the reaction. Okay. Every action is there an equal and opposite reaction. And one more example, when a person swims, he pushes the water using the hands backward. So that is the action, and the water pushes the swimmer in the forward direction is the reactions. Okay. So this is the Newton's third law, statements and examples. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all of you.